To shoot for the moon seems easy because it seems so close, because it's always there and it almost feels like you can touch it if you were just a bit closer, while in fact it's one of the hardest things out there. So that's why the moonshot is the ultimate ambition that you can realize. The moonshot is the wildly ambitious. It's the feeling that there is something there. It's the thing that has 10% of success, but still it's something that you really want to do. So basically this is the way I incorporate the moonshot. Like I work a full-time job, so I work 40 hours, and besides that I dedicate 20 hours to my moonshot. And the moonshot is where my focus is. The moonshot is at the top of the hierarchy of importance. The moonshot is what everything revolves around. A moonshot is going all in on something while you can still live comfortably. And I think that if you work a full-time job, like 40 hours, it's totally manageable. And besides that, you have so much time to do different things. So why not do something that's like highly ambitious? So that's what I did over the last 15 years. And I have pursued different interests, and all those interests, they became like footnotes for the interests that came after. So one of my first interests that I explored was philosophy. I studied it for a few years. I was like interested in like what is the big question of life, and after a few years I figured out, well, it was interesting, but ultimately it ain't for me. And that is okay, because we all have interests in life, and when you go into something you think like, yeah boy, this is gonna be or you have like this feeling like there has to be something there. And I think that in life, when you get that feeling like that's interesting, there is something there, you should explore it, because you never know what it's gonna lead to. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it will lead to something, or that the fact that it doesn't lead to anything is a bad thing, but it will at least give you the insight of like, well, at least I tried it out. Now, when I started with my moonshots, it was just like pure interest. So that was philosophy, and after that I spent a few years on psychology with the same idea. What came next for me was writing fiction. I've always had this ambition to write a great novel, so I wrote 5, and that's what I spent about 5 years on as well. So I spent a total of 5 years on psychology and about 5 years writing fiction. And those two things, those philosophy and psychology, it's like a footnote to what came after. Ultimately, I decided to abandon that as well. I decided to move on, because there was like this 10% chance of making it big, and it didn't really happen. So that's when I pursued my next moonshot, which became this whole big thing, which is YouTube in a nutshell. This is where fulfillment is for me. This is where I get a good feeling. If my day job sucks really bad, if it's worse than anything else, this is what for me is like the positive center in my life. And of course, I'm a family man, and I'm happily married, and I really love my kids, but still I believe that you owe it to yourself to explore bigger ambitions, and that's where the moonshot comes in. You go into different avenues, and you don't know exactly where it's gonna lead, but eventually I think it will help you to find your path in life. It will help you to find what you're really passionate about, and also like the thing that you can do for many years. And eventually I think that once you go down this route of pursuing different interests as a moonshot, it will lead to interests for the much longer term, and it may actually end up giving you a way more interesting life.